I personally bought and sold over 1,500 properties, and over the years, I've helped 1,500 people decide if they should buy, sell, or refinance the properties that they own. And now in this video, I'm gonna be sharing a real life example of a property that I own right now that I'm deciding whether I want to sell the property or keep it as a rental property. I'm gonna share step by step how I've helped hundreds of people make this decision and then how I do it personally. With that being said, let's get into the video. So the property that I own is this property right here, 14181 Carl's Isle. I currently own this property in 2025. I bought it for $65,000. It was rented out, tenant occupied with a Section 8 tenant. They had a 100% Section 8 voucher. It was rented out for $895 per month. You can see on the right-hand side, the market rent, what it's currently rented out for right now is $1,175. I've owned this property for a couple of years now. Annual taxes is $1,500. We have taxes, insurance, property management, all that good stuff. Now, I'm debating on, do I sell this property or do I make it a rental? And I thought, hell, while I'm doing this math, I might as well film it and share it all with you. Because if you own rental properties, if you're looking at investing in real estate and want to know when should I sell, this is exactly how you do it. And I've done this plenty of times in the last 10 years. Okay. So the property is worth today around $110,000. And the way that I came up with that number is just by looking at some numbers and figuring out what the market would actually pay for it. So this property, again, rented out for $1,175, $1,500 property tax, $880 in homeowners insurance. Then you have property management of 10%, vacancy and maintenance, all that kind of stuff. This property is going to cash flow $274 for the end buyer. So when someone comes and buys this property, they put 20% down, 7% interest rate. They're going to make $274 per month, which is a 9% cap rate and a 36% return on their investment. Okay. So pretty good. The lease ends at the end of this year and it's 100% subsidized by Section 8. So that's pretty fantastic. Okay. So that's how I came up with a $110,000 number. All right. Now, remember, I only bought this for $65,000. I have a current loan on the property for $50,000. So we want to calculate how much equity I have, what's my return on my current equity in that deal. So I'm making how much money per month. What's my return on that equity? So I can figure out what the property is currently producing me in terms of an ROI. And then I want to compare that to if I sold the property, what would that ROI be? And then it's going to be personal preference from there. There's no real freaking answer. So let me break down the math for you guys and we'll go from there. So currently worth 110, right? I owe 50 grand. Okay. So what's my equity? 110 minus 50,000 bucks. I have $60,000 in equity on this deal. Okay. $60,000 in equity on this deal. Now I need to figure out how much money I'm making on this deal every month. The way that we do that, we use this nifty little calculator. We put in 65 grand, okay? And we're making $543 per month on this property right now, okay? Because this is all the same exact number. So we're making $543 per month, $60,000 in equity, okay? So down here, I'm going to take our equity, right? $60,000. Cash flow per month is $543. This is going to be the annual cash flow. And then what we do is we take that annual cash flow, right, which is $6,500, divide that by the amount of equity in the deal to get our current return on equity, current annualized return on equity. So that means right now with this property, I'm making around 11% cash on cash return. Is that good? Depends on you. Depends on your situation. Depends what you can invest in. Depends on your opportunities. Depends on your level of knowledge. For me, that's pretty damn good. For some other people that are very high risk, just want to do fix and flips, that's very, very low. That's like 5 times too low, right? But this is pretty damn good for a building that I've already owned. And when I bought it, it was like an 8% return on equity, 8% cash on cash. Now, this being 11% many years later is very, very good with the amount of equity I've built up. Okay, now I want to run some analysis on the sale. So if I sell the property, which you can see here, I'm going to make $42,000 in profit. $42,000 in profit. I invested $15,000 and I'm making 42 grand in profit. So that's a 280% return on investment. Okay, so that's 280% return on investment over a 3-year period. So if you take that 280% divided by 3, that gets us a 93% annualized return. These are my 2 scenarios. So the cool thing about this is that when I sell it, I get this money back plus this money back. I get a check for $57,000 or a $543 per month payment. So that in bold right there is pretty much like the decision that Antoine has to make. Me. So this is kind of like for you guys that are out there, you own a property, you don't know what to decide what to do, make it a rental, burr it, keep it, sell it, flip it, wholesale it, whatever the case may be. Run this analysis. How much equity do you have, especially if you own something for more than a couple of months? Rerun this analysis every 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. Rerun this analysis. How much equity? What's the property value worth? How much cash flow is it making? Is it actually making that math in real life? And then if I sell the property today, how much money will I get back? What's my annualized return on that deal? Okay. Now, both of these scenarios are pretty much win-win scenarios for me. If I can sell it and get my money back, $57,000, what do I have to put that money into, right? Take that 57 grand. Can I put it into something else that produces a greater return than 11%? Yeah, I probably could. Is it worth it to do that? I don't know, right? If this return on equity line 44 was 5%, like I would absolutely sell the property in a heartbeat, no matter what I'm getting back, right? Because there's greater opportunities for me to invest my money at a 5% interest rate, right? So those are some of the things that I'm thinking about. And for you, depending on where you are and what you have going on, there's all these things you have to think about. Opportunity cost. Do you need the cash now? What would you invest in? Where would you invest? What would you do? Right? And one of my benchmarks is always, as you've probably seen in my videos, is always Martel turnkey. So like if I were going to sell this property and I took the cash and I went and bought turnkey rentals, the easiest thing you can do, I'm going to be making a 10 to 12% cash on cash return on the turnkey rentals. That's what I'm making already. So it's kind of useless for me to sell this and buy more turnkey rentals, right? The cool thing is that I can buy this, I can sell this and buy like 2 rental properties. Great, I have 2 rental properties, but it's like the same ROI, the same return on equity, the same investment amount, right? The investment return. So it doesn't really make much sense for me to do that. So for me, this is a win-win either way. The reason why I say that is because I'm happy with the 280% return. I'm also happy with keeping it at 11%. So that's my 2 cents with one example, real life example that I own right now that I'm debating selling or keeping for myself and my family. And for you, I hope this is helpful so that you can go and run some analysis on current properties you own or future properties that you're going to buy into the future.
Thanks for staying till the end of the video. If you want to make more money in real estate or your business, please make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment for what you want to see in the next video. See ya.